duty of care is not being fulfilled, individuals who work within those industries decide they are going to withdraw their labour. That's where we are with football. Until the people with the power take the decisions that they should, black players like Vinícius Jr should refuse to play.
Worst thing is, everyone says, oh, you can't see who racially abuses you from the stadium. Bro, let's be real, bro. You know who crosses you if in the first few rows on the pitch, man. You know who is.
And then you've got the guy who's got him in a chokehold.
Yeah. 100%.
Police are allowed to do that on the street. You're not allowed to chokehold somebody when you're trying to restrain them. And yet on a football pitch, the guy didn't even get nothing for that. Absolute disgrace.
Sure. Affinity Extra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Extra.
Yeah, people, this is your boy here, Roger Van Moorinho, and I feel it's extra celebrating gospel music Black origin, but here we are responding to I'm actually trying to come back out with the RVM show, and as you guys may know, so where has it been? It's been because obviously studio, personal one is, and I had to have a few weeks rest. Been going on strong for 2 years straight, so I'm allowed to have annual leave. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so I have a bit of annual leave out there. So yeah, this is how it goes. But ready to come back hard with it as well. And there's no better point. And Anthony Young says his apologies. I think I would have had to probably X-rated the video. He had to jump on this one because he would have been slewing hardcore. But something that I thought would be definitely relevant for one of our colleagues that coming into the podcast with us, Lance, who is a referee. Also, he's not a referee that can't play football. He's a referee who has played football, so he knows from playing football perspective, and he's known from the period, I would say, the dark ages in the 80s and 90s, what it was like being a footballer and being around football and maybe going to football games as well, and seeing standing next to people abusing people on the pitch as well. That's a real situation which people probably can't believe today, but I'm afraid it did happen. But we want to break down this thing with Vinny Jr, and I want to do it. So if they try to hide the footage, we'll have the footage on here, and they would have to delete the footage on us here, and we know that the system's trying to block out racism blatantly if they try to chop this video out. But this is a real conversation with black men talking about this now, and I want to shout out to all the black men that are doing things online. Yeah, TV ain't representing us. We need to represent what's not going on TV. So that you know what I mean, we need to be talking this thing and shouting out. Just bringing things into context, people. Valencia, a big club, has got a big game. They look like they're getting relegated, and they got a big game against Real Madrid, and everything's heated and emotional, as football is anyway still. And if you didn't know that I did do something about Valencia racism at the Valencia game last year, and the racism happened at the same pitch. Correct me if I'm not, bro. Was this the same pitch where a black players from England went to and got abused as well? You remember when they went to Spain and they got abused on the pitch? And I'm positive it's this pitch.
Could well be, you know.
You say I'm more than positive it's this pitch. Sorry for not doing that research, but that just came to mind. And if it is, it shows that it has a history of racially abusing black people on them pitches, and it's 100%. I know they had a case, but again, La Liga doing its best to hide it. Hide what's going on here anyway still, guys. Yeah, but listen, let's go into this footage. I'm gonna bring this up. Let's bring this up on the screen.
Well, this kind of reminds me of the situation full game few seasons ago where somebody had a shot and somebody thrown a pitch,
the balloon, yeah,
and the goal went one way and the save the big ball went to the net.
Yeah.
And that protocol says if there's any outside interference on a football pitch, you've got to stop the game immediately. And I think they fought out the referee. But the problem I have with this is the player who kicked the ball off the pitch, he doesn't kick it off the pitch.
He kicks it towards.
Towards action. So I think in that instance, the referee made the right decision in giving a free kick to Real Madrid.
And a yellow card to the player in it. Yeah.
And a yellow card to the player because he's deliberately done it. That wasn't an action whereby, there's a ball on the pitch. And I've been in many games where in park pitches where you've got pitches next to each other and a ball comes on your pitch.
Yeah.
I fall back off the pitch myself, so I don't have to stop play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the guy is for me, he's done it deliberately.
Oh yeah, bro, these are professional footballers. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Do you think you're not talking about our level footballers that they can try that every day this so they couldn't hit the ball? These are professional footballers. They know what they're doing, bro. They know.
Right.
And if you're concentrating and stopping the ball, you jump over the ball. I would jump over it and actually try to block the cross. The guy did it by purpose, and but the thing is, guys, you're thinking, what's this got to do with Vinny Jr? What you have to realize, for me, this heightens the situation. I don't know for yourself there, lads, just the way it's been handled and the confusion.
Most definitely, and he's now become a target because the crowd have seen him going up to the ref remonstrate. So now, because he's got the free kick and because he's well within his rights to say to the referee, surely that was inside the box kind of stuff, because it was very close. Yeah. But now he becomes a target of the crowd to spit hatred towards him.
Yeah. And it shows that, guys, sometimes things don't happen in accident in football, and situations happen where as referees, it's about managing situations, and I'm not here to be pointing at referees, but also players have to realize that, hold on a second, sometimes you'll get to a situation, because if you look at two situations before, it's lifted to that to there, and you see the referee is now communicating with the Valencia management, bro. What's going on? It's like
because they're now questioning the referee's decision to give that free kick, and there you go. Now that's it.
It's a joke, bro.
So it's to the naked eye, it's confusing to see which ball's which ball was the, you know what I mean, when they clash, when the balls hit together, all of a sudden that confusion comes. So that's where VAR is supposed to help the referee out. And in the meantime, as we can see, while the referees run over to the bench to speak to their manager, Vinny Jr is now getting racially abused.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And the thing is, he's getting mad, and it's pointing out to the people. The worst thing is, everyone says, oh, you can't see who racially abuses you from the stadium. Bro, let's be real, bro. You know who causes you if in the first few rows on the pitch, man. You know who is. And they're arguing with him as well.
Yeah. So he's pointing them out. So it's a cluster of probably about 15, 20, 30 people. Yeah. And I don't call them football fans at all, because they're not football fans. They don't go to enjoy football. They go to create problems. Yeah, abuse people. Yeah. They're all pumped up. Yeah. They're all whacked, and they basically have gone there to spoil the game, basically, and that's what they're doing. And now the referee's trying to calm down Vinny's. And the thing is about this now, is the bench have got an opportunity now. The Real Madrid bench, really, they should pull him now. Okay, pull him off. Yeah. He's at high, and quite rightly too. He's upset, and he wants something to win, and he's feeling the referee ain't doing nothing about it. Yeah. So the referee now is distracted again. Because of the guy. The guy is. Sorry, bro. Go carry on. Just get fixy. We are told as referees, you don't turn your back on play. If you're going to caution a player, turn the player around so you can still see play, so you can still see over the player's shoulder if anything kicks off. Yeah. Now, if you look at the referee, completely distracted from what's going on. Ancelotti now has called him over. He's probably having a word in his ear saying, just keep calm, just keep your head, just keep it cool, all that kind of stuff. He's had his word. Okay, well, I'm going to pause this here now, yeah? Now, you've seen a couple of black ballers there from Real Madrid is backing up their guy, yeah? Now, my question is now, Lance, yeah? There's clearly that Valencia has black footballers as well. Yeah. Now, black footballers out there, my question is this.
When are you gonna say that's wrong for my team? Manager, get me off the pitch. I ain't nothing to do with this, and walk off the pitch. I'm just pointing out there, guys. Sometimes we wait until authorities. Ancelotti is a white manager, which we'll look back at this, which we'll look into retrospectively, and maybe go, referee should have just got the players out the pitch. But his vested interest is to keep the game going, keep his player cool, and manage the situation, because it's only if you've been through it you can actually feel that pain straight away. If you don't, sometimes you have to sit down and think, oh my god, that was bad. And I respect that, you know what I mean. But Ancelotti said for him to calm down, and Vinny Jr is not a 35-year-old veteran. He's a kid. He's a kid from Brazil who's because of his skin tone has had it. He's come from poverty because of his skin tone. That's the systems in Brazil. He's get out of it because of his talent. And there's a lot of talented black footballers in Brazil that don't make it out. They get their favelas because of their skin color. So he's got out with his talent. He's got to Real Madrid, the biggest club in the world, and man's been called a monkey on the pitch. And it's not a case of me and Lance playing in Spain and going, what did he say? He speaks Portuguese, and Portuguese is a related language to Spanish, so he understands the context of what things have been said. The Royal called him a monkey on the pitch. Straight. But anyway, let me carry on pressing play anyway still, yeah. So obviously, actually, this is a good free kick, I ain't gonna lie, you know. really good save, man. Really good save. And right at the end there, guys, you know what I mean, 7 minutes to go, and this is where it kicks off. So this is 20 minutes back on now. Really good free kick from Kroos. Technically, because there's so much time was stopped because of the incident earlier. And then all of a sudden, you see this, bro. Now, on a Saturday morning, bro, I don't know how you handle these situations, but with VAR, bro, you'll be loving this. You know what I'm saying? But give me from your perspective as a referee, how you would handle this if you was in that referee situation.
Well, we were always told in mass confrontations is to the three of us, we circle it. So we don't stand in a huddle. What we do is we circle it almost like a triangle. That's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do now, isn't it? Around the incident, so we've all got eyes, but like you said, these have the benefit also of somebody sitting in a studio. Yeah. So they deal with anything on field. So now what's happening is, if VAR says you've missed something, okay, you need to go and look at the monitor. We'll slow it down. We will show you. So that's exactly what is happening here. Yeah. So obviously now VAR has gone, yo, brethren, come and have a look at this. We got someone to send off. Now everyone's going, send off. Oh my gosh, man, who from Valencia's getting sent off? That's what I would be thinking about by now. For real? So he's listening now. So he's now gonna go. And it must be. I love VAR for this, you know, in terms of the perspective of retrospectively looking at things like this. Yeah. Because you can't work this out. Now look at this now. Obviously the players grips him up there. Oh, stop pretending. Vinny's cost him off, yeah. Yeah. And then what's goalkeeper doing? And that's the spark that lit the touch paper. Yeah. And now you've got everybody involved. You got somebody who throws himself to the floor, same old, where they get a little brush, and all of a sudden they're on the floor rolling around. You don't see this on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon. You don't see it at lower level football, but at this level of football, you see it all the time. Now here's the thing. They purposely left it there. That looks like he chopped him in the face, bro. But if you take it back, look, he's pushing him away, yeah, because the man's in his face. Yeah, so he's in his bro. And at that point, when I saw that, yellow at best. Yeah, yellow at best. It's not clenched fist. It's the back of the hand. Get away from me. Yeah. You know, that's no different to what that referee did to that Liverpool left back.
Yeah. Where he just flicked out and it just touched him and he went down. Yeah, that one.
So now the referee's coming back. Now as a referee, you're feeling the pressure at this time now because you've got a big thing coming up that's going to affect the game. You can see the Real Madrid players who was in the melee, and now they almost second guess. So he scrubbed the yellow. They're still protesting, and he changes it to red. Now that reaction says it all. Right now, like I said, they had an opportunity to get him off the pitch. Real Madrid did. Yeah. They had an opportunity to get him off the pitch.
Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? They should have bought him off because now he's a target for the crowd. He's a target for Valencia players. And I don't want to say he's a target for the referee. However, with everything that's happened, he's the one who's suffered, and he's the one who's been abused, racially abused.
And now he's the villain. But look at this. Look at that goalkeeper. So if Rudy
now look at that round the neck, and I'm going to bring something in a minute. Now watch that. He's choking him out. So get your hands off me. Now what I want to show you this now. Early on in the season, Casemiro, got off, for doing that on somebody's shoulder. They went to VAR. They sent off Casemiro, right? So it's Casemiro, which was nowhere near as bad as that.
Nowhere near.
And then you've got the guy who's got him in a chokehold.
Yeah, 100%.
Police are allowed to do that on the street. You're not allowed to chokehold somebody when you're trying to restrain them. And yet on a football pitch, the guy didn't even get nothing for that. Absolute disgrace.
Bro, the way the FA, the way the second referee set it up as well, he set it up on the point where Vinny was elbowing. He never played the full thing. His focal point wasn't there. Look at this. He never. Where is it, bro? Like, yo.
Around the neck, got him in a chokehold. Look at that. Just look at that. Unbelievable.
But he just, oh my god, yeah. Oh, bro, when you explain like that, jeez.
He's rolled like he's been struck in the face. It was just slightly at the side of his neck. And again, it's Vinny who gets targeted by their goalkeeper. Meanwhile, which I didn't add yet, the crowd has thrown the pitch.
Yeah, throwing stuff on the pitch. I mean, oh my god! So the man's been gripped.
With their so-called fans throwing stuff onto the pitch. So for me, the referee, he's well within his rights, to say clear the stadium, clear the stadium, and we'll return to the game. Do it behind closed doors. And like I said in that message I sent to you, we've got UEFA, we've got FIFA, who keep coming out with the same old line. Kick it out. We're against racism, and will not tolerate is the words that they use. Now we're talking clubs now, who are dealing in multi-million pounds in this, and they get fined something like £50,000. That's not even chump change to these clubs that turn over millions and millions and millions every year. And the only way they're going to deal with clubs like this is to kick them out of competition or demote them divisions and stuff like that, because they're not serious about dealing with this problem. And this isn't a new problem. I remember talking to Cyril Regis, God rest his soul. I remember talking to Cyril Regis years ago, and he talked about the banana skins and the monkey chants when he touched the ball. And when it goes back to late 70s, early 80s times.
Yes, yeah, that's correct,
That Clive Best, I think his name was. He was one of the first
ones.
Prominent. And they used to throw bananas on the pitch to him. So we're talking about decades and decades where football's had an opportunity to deal with this issue properly. Even if it's deducting points from teams, because you think about it now, let's say Valencia now, as a result of that, if they knew that they could potentially have automatically 12 points deducted from their from what they've related, and they're already in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Do you think those fans would be abusing it racially? I don't think so.
But bro, I want to play this article, bro, because I don't know if you've seen this come up on YouTube yet. Yeah. Well, basically, this is Sky News. It's nothing against Sky Sports for bringing out this article, but I want to bring out some of the responses, people, that you have to see the foolish responses that we do get as black people when we start to talk about racism, and when it's in your face with the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. Yeah, the biggest club in the world. In fact, their team is turning more black than anything else. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? You know, they have black players all over the place, and as a black man, I'm like, rare. We've seen the days of Laurie Cunningham going to Real Madrid. Nobody don't talk about this guy, yeah? And he actually got his legs really damaged, career-ending challenges in training sessions with the racist players, and players who said that they were aiming for him to block him up. And you would have seen a bit of Laurie, I would say, yeah? And he was something special.
Yeah, he was a big player. Laurie Cunningham was
something special. Everyone talks about Gareth Bale. But this guy got over to Real Madrid years ago as a black man.
Yeah, he was blazing a trail big time.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, again, he's not in this world right now. I remember when he died because he's friends with my uncle and I was away and I was young. He said, Laurie Cunningham died. I was like, what? I remember when he played a bit for Man United and he played for Wimbledon as well. Yeah, won the FA Cup with Wimbledon against Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? So that's
get that.
Yeah, definitely get that in there. Yeah, but let me show you this now article, bro. So this came out today. Let me hit this. Yeah.
Abuse in La Liga last night.
The game in Valencia was stopped for around 10 minutes after the Brazil forward highlighted a Valencia fan who he claims was directing abuse towards him.
After the incident, Vinícius Jr tweeted this: "It wasn't the first time, nor the second, nor the third. Racism is normal in La Liga, the championship that once..."
Okay, just want to bring this into for people. For me, this is not abnormal, people. I don't know what do you say about this response from Vinny today, bro. What's your response to that this quote here?
It wasn't the first time, nor the second, nor the third. Racism normally. Yeah. Wow.
A beautiful nature which welcomed me, which I love. You know what I'm saying? And which has agreed. You know what I mean? Agreed to export the image of racist country to the world. They have that for me. They have. But let me just.
Cristiano and Messi today belongs to racism, a beautiful nation which welcomed me and which I love, which agreed to export the image of a racist country to the world. I'm sorry for the Spaniards who don't agree, but today in Brazil, Spain is known as a country of racists, and unfortunately, for something that happens each week, I have no defence.
Okay, sorry, Vinny. Unfortunately, you've still been educated wrong. We knew that Spain was racist from time. Sorry about that one. But how do you agree with Vinny there, bro?
Brazil, Spain is known as a country of racists. Unfortunately, for some each week, I have no defence. You know what? It is what it is. Because for me, if there's an issue within culture, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's from a very on how children are educated about dealing with people who are not the same ethnicity as themselves. Do you know what I mean? So, for me, Spain has to take a long, hard look at itself. A long, hard look at itself. So it's not. You see, if you take these people who are abusing him outside of the ground, if they see someone of colour on the street, what difference does it make if they're in a stadium or out of stadium?
Yeah, same way.
They may not be as blatant outside of the stadium, but when they're wound up and charged up, and I don't know if they've got a drinking culture in Spain or not, because a lot of the issues that we've had on our own terraces have always been blamed on drink and drugs. Do you know what I mean? Now, I don't know what it's like in their culture. However, you can't use the excuse, oh, it's drink. We had a few drinks too many and we got carried away. That's tired now. I'm not hearing that anymore.
No.
I think it's a cultural issue in Spain where they look down on anybody of colour as like they're superior to them.
Yeah.
And like they should be there. Do you know what I mean? So for me, you know, until Spain is sanctioned by FIFA and UEFA, until clubs like Valencia are properly sanctioned by UEFA and FIFA, this ain't going to go away. But we're talking about 10, 15 years.
But bro, you ain't seen the best of it. This is Vinny. Yeah, but watch out these responses.
Videos on social media also appeared to show abuse directed towards the Real Madrid team bus as it arrived at the Mestalla, and of areas of the crowd using racist language towards Vinícius. The Madrid boss, Carlo Ancelotti, revealed that he asked Vinícius whether he wanted to continue to play on. And just a warning, people might find the language distressing.
So this is when he's talking here. I spoke during the game. So he's talking through the game. Now, my thing is this now. He's saying he spoke to him through the game, yeah? And obviously, guys, he's speaking in Spanish. And he said it's okay to continue. End of the day, so he won't say to get off the pitch. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that it's a racist environment. He knew from before it was going to be a racial environment, and he know in the game isn't it's time for Ancelotti to check himself and apologize that he should have took his players off the pitch.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the referee. He says it's unacceptable. The Liga has a problem, but he should have took the players off the referee, off the pitch. You are Real Madrid's manager. You have power. You're not Valencia. You're not Valencia's or Mallorca. You are Real Madrid.
Yeah. He had an opportunity to make a statement, because at the end of the day, Barcelona's won the league, so it's not like a case of we might not win the league or something like that. So for me, it's a case of now the perfect opportunity for me to make a statement that we, Real Madrid, are saying we're not putting up with this.
No. Get our guys off. Get our guys off.
No more. Enough is enough. And the impact that would have on world football if one of the biggest clubs in the world are saying, okay, UEFA, we are going to take the lead on this. Because, no disrespect, because, it's like they have the rainbow laces thing, the rainbow armbands, and we're against homophobia, and we're not going to. And if there's any chanting or anything like that, we're going to come down hard on it.
Yeah.
In the 70s. The 70s.
Yeah.
And what really has changed? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all, because like you rightly pointed out already at the beginning, where are the black referees? Where are the black assistant referees at top level football? They don't exist.
So how are you doing these equality things? Yeah. When it's not us, it's okay to say you have some agency coming in and training about racism, yeah. But it's better when you have your colleagues saying, "Brethren, this is what it goes on. This is what we face." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So this is how it applies, and this is how I apply it as well. So there's that. But I want to carry on, guys, because it says here they were saying monkey. And listen, guys, it's not about because everyone says that the word Negro is different is differently meant in the Portuguese and Spanish language. Yeah, when you say the word monkey, you're intentionally calling out a black person that you're saying he's an animal. And that is something that was embedded into Europeans' mind and designed into them by slavers, because they wanted to dehumanize black people. Oh, Roger, that's too deep. But this is what they did. They made us look like in the pictures to the people in the UK, because there's no social media. They drew us looking like monkeys. Because they go, oh, these beasts, we're moving them over to do the donkey work. They haven't got the brain power to think for themselves, so we're gonna use them. But they're strong, you know what I mean? And I'm afraid that's how you see us to this day. You know what I mean? But let me carry on. But it's so just making people know it's not the Negro chat they always use to get out there. So and the stadium chants, you know what I'm saying, and it's protocols. He's talking about protocols. Talking referees have to stop the game, but still, Ancelotti, what were you doing? What were you doing? You know what I'm saying? Let's see more stuff.
Las desafortunadísimas manifestaciones de
Well, let me pause this. In light of the unfortunate and completely incorrect statements from Mr. Ancelotti, this is the Valencia guy brazenly turn around and say, "It no go so." He's like going, bro.
Don't get the denial of something which was blatant for everyone to see. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I can do an Arsene Wenger with this one. I didn't see it. I get in trouble with Anthony with that one. But bro, like, what is going on? It says in which he branded all the fans in the Mestalla as racist. Well, if there wasn't racist, the fans would kick out the guys who were in the chant. I've heard of situations when someone said something racist and the fans have kicked out people for being abusive or being out of order with the chants. I've heard these incidents that happen. I didn't see nobody get kicked out.
Yeah, exactly. And a classic example of that is I was reffing a game when I was reffing at a higher standard years ago.
Yeah.
And at half, the two stewards came into the ref's room and said, "Ref, sorry about that idiot who shouted out." They didn't say what he shouted. Said, but we knew it was, and we escorted him out the ground, and he's banned for life. Now, I never heard what the guy said.
Wow.
But that was, and I didn't need to hear. But obviously, something was said. Somebody in the crowd complained and said, "This idiot has just said this," and he was out the ground, told, "Don't come back to our ground again."
Proper.
You know what I mean?
And that's
zero tolerance. There needs to be zero tolerance from FIFA and UEFA.
Boy.
There has to be. Nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to absolutely change. Let's see what else this fool has to say. Absolute fool. The club cannot tolerate. We reject the complaints head on. Possibly it is a result of a mistake in the language. Oh, God. And you must understand another word must have been said. The club condemns all types of race. Really, bro? Really? Lance, are we still here? Are we still here? Are we really still here?
Oh, that's just typical spin to save the brand. They've got to come out and address the issue. So they send out their PR man to basically just fluff it over. He sounds more like a politician because this is a typical political type response where they're pre-briefed. This is what we want you to go out and say to deflect everything away from the fact that we have an issue. Do you know what I mean? And it's clear to see, not an isolated incident. This is something that has tarnished La Liga now for a very long time.
Yes, he has.
And don't even start on Italy because they're just as bad as well in their league. They're just you know what I'm saying? Like League who get abused every week and have to put up with this same rubbish.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
absolutely crazy. But there's even more crazy responses, bro. So he's an insult of racism. Let me see what he's gonna say. It says alleged gestures or actions, but calling Valencia fans racist is what else he says is what these guys. He's looking like, oh, guys, there's no evidence of this. What are you talking about? Nonsense, and the club cannot remain silent. Really, dude? You caught on camera?
Says it all.
You're saying
rather than him say something like,
yeah,
and this would even sounded better. We have identified a group of people who we do not want in our ground who were racially abusing the Real Madrid player, and we are going to do everything within our power to make sure these individuals never get back inside our football ground. But no, he goes for spin instead.
because
they're in denial. They're in denial. That's it.
But this is going to show, and this is going to show how much in denial they are. So Ancelotti turns around. Today has been a sad day in the Mestalla, where the group of fans have shown their worst version of themselves. Because in this, there could be great guys in the home, you know what I mean, or great females in the house, great dad, really great unmoving mates at work who are black. You know what I'm saying? But this moment showed the worst version of themselves because of the heightened situation from 20 minutes before with the referee. Just the place is going on high. But either way, It is time to stop talking and start act forcibly. Racism cannot have a place in football and in society. No to racism anywhere. And Ancelotti, what I would say as well, it's clear that you retrospectively know you could have done better. Yeah, and it would be nice if you turn around and said, I should have took my players off the pitch.
Yeah, without doubt. It's got to be that kind.
Yeah,
there's nothing less than that. It's got to be. Come on, everybody, just get off the pitch.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Down that funnel in your dressing room, and when the ref comes in now, and then you've got the officials that are at every game, and they come in and say, "What's happening?" As a manager, you say, "We have all agreed as a team that we're no longer going to put up with any racism whatsoever towards any of our players of colour, any black players or any other culture." We're not putting up with it no more.
Nah, bro. But it shows you the fear in the system. But the Hila Jordan, there's another response I think coming up now from what Ancelotti said, which La Liga has done. Let's have a look.
Spanish police are also investigating a possible hate crime against him before January's Madrid derby. La Liga president Javier Tebas, meanwhile, responded to the...
So this is what the boss people in La Liga are saying, bro. It said, before criticizing, insulting La Liga, it is necessary that you inform yourself properly. Do not let yourself be manipulated, and make sure you fully understand each other's competence and the work we have been doing together. What have you done?
Really?
What have you
spin
done,
again? It's spin. That's all it is. They have to come out and say something, right? So what?
Reggie, what do you do, bro? What do you do?
It beggars belief. It really does. It beggars belief. You know, all these token gestures that they come out with, and I've still got my kick it out T-shirt that I was given when I was reffing at a higher level. I've still got it in my bag upstairs, and I used to look at it and think, what is the actual point of this? It ain't changed. You can have as many T-shirts with things emblazoned them as you want. You can wear your rainbow armbands and your rainbow laces. It makes no... You know what I mean? What gets people's attention is massive action, and football needs some massive action. And it's some of the big clubs, these multi-million, multi-billion pound clubs, need to take lead on this. And when they start to put their heads above the parapet, saying, you know, as a collective, we are now going to take lead on this. It is another one. This kneeling business that went on.
We'll get onto that, because there's more going to come out from this response, bro. We'll get into what we should be doing as a conclusion, because you're going there. I know it's all coming out, man. But watch this now, bro. So that's what the referee said. Now this is what I'm saying, bro. It all kicked off on Twitter. It's amazing the Twitter platform is anyway. So the Liga's turned round and said, what you on about, lads? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what you saw. They're probably deleting all the footage from the venue and probably banning all the footage out there. When Vinny goes afterwards, once again, instead of criticizing racists, the president of La Liga appears on social media to attack me. Omitting yourself only makes you equal to racists. I'm not your friend to talk about racism. I want action and punishment. # does not move me. That's a big man response, bro.
Wow.
He's gone for the boss of La Liga, bro.
Yeah.
So Vinny, this is why it's important for me as a black man, with my little platform, with 5 views or 5,000 views I get off this video, that will back Vinny, because he's one of the first black guys I ever seen in the power that has a future in football to stand against authority. Because Rashford didn't, Sancho didn't, Saka didn't. This kid has stood up and said, you want to go toe to toe with me? Come, let's go.
That's what happened. There's always somebody who spearheads a movement like this, and it could well die. Do you know what I mean? And this is why I commented last night and I said, I know Mark Bellingham. Bellingham, Jude Bellingham's dad. I've reffed him many times. And if I was dad, I wouldn't let my son nowhere near La Liga.
Yeah. Oh, here's Courtois now, guys. So Courtois now, one of his colleagues now in his team, yeah. And Courtois is coming from a country, Belgium, that has notorious is a destructive country when it comes to Africa and whatever. We don't want to go into what they did in Congo, aka Zaire. If Vinny wants to keep playing, we keep playing. But if Vinny says he's not playing anymore, I am leaving the pitch with him because we cannot tolerate these things. Now, that's commendable, bro.
Yeah, big time.
But the thing is, if you're 33, 34-year-old player and a younger player is facing foolishness, he's young. You're a mature player. Why are you leaving it for a 23-year-old player or 22 I can't remember his age, a young player, to make the decision? Why can't you say, kid, cool down, we're coming off the pitch with you? This is unacceptable. I know the rules. So for me, it's great guys saying all these great talks. And I know, I'm not saying you're a bad guy, Quarter, but I'm showing you how I feel when white guys put it on the person who's being abused. When you've been hit in the face, you're dazed. Yeah, emotionally, Vinny's dazed. You're not dazed. You know the rules, and you know what's cool. You said you don't punch off. Just come off the pitch. Everybody come off the pitch. 5-10 minutes to sort it out. What they need to sort out. If not, we're gonna go on the coach and go home.
Yeah, standard.
That's what I'm looking for, Mo. That's what I'm looking for white players, especially the experienced players, not the young players. Experienced players to do for the young black men in their teams.
Yeah, most definitely, and he's obviously been targeted. You know, he's got history in the sense of complained about racism before. Yeah, the Valencia thugs know that, so they think every time he gets a ball, let's put him off. Yeah, let's stir things up. Yeah, and like you said, he's being a young guy, he's thinking, I ain't putting up with this rubbish. Do you know what I mean? I'm not putting up with that. Why should I? Yeah, you know, this is how I earn my living. I've worked hard to be where I am. Why should I have to put up with this nonsense?
100%, bro. 100%. Just want to show the part where the Brazilian. Now, this is where it's going to get very tangy, people. So, yes, I know we got a white president of Brazil when Brazil's got a lot of black people there. But anyway, so that's a whole nother subject in Brazil anyway, yeah? But Brazil, guys, kicked off about it, bro. He's saying it's not fair. The boy's coming out to poverty, because of your systems in your country, and he's saying, it should be bad. He's done really good for himself, which we can see, and which I emphasized at the beginning of the show. He's done really well. He's gone out the country, and he's saying this at the G7 thing, and he's saying to La Liga, to Spain, to FIFA, for when the president gets involved, bro. You know, some people are under pressure. And he's saying leagues and the leagues of other countries take strongest actions possible. Yeah. And this brother here is a well-spoken brother, and he let me just hear what he's gonna say. What's his name again?
I've seen him before.
Where when people's needs are not being met, where the duty of care is not being fulfilled, individuals who work within those industries decide they are going to withdraw their labor. That's where we are with football. Until the people with the power take the decisions that they should, black players like Vinícius Jr. should refuse to play.
I hear what you go. Got to vote with your feet. You've got to, like I said, it requires massive action. And massive action is, I'm going to go out there today to represent my team, to earn my money, to enjoy the sport, the gift that I've been given by God. I'm going to go out there and use it. However, if I have to put up with any nonsense from a group of so-called supporters, and they're not supporters, right? I'm getting out of there. And whoever wants to follow me can follow me, but that's what I'm going to do.
But and something you mentioned about bowing the knees and taking the knee as well, bro, which you're a bit cheesed off with. But let's emphasize, let's personalize a bit. We haven't said anything on this show. Something that I was gonna bring into the show as we get back into it is somebody who's got the same surname as me, Darren Moore. Now I think we're actually related. Moores are genuinely related, but they don't realize it. That we all got great granddads, are all brothers. But take that side from it. Darren Moore, who when he won the cup finals enough times, he's always been the guy shaking hands in the Christian League cup finals and stuff in it. Yeah, so seeing him there, Daryl Moore, he lost the first game 4-0 for Sheffield Wednesday, and for his Bannon, his white captain, to turn round in his interview straight after the game and say the racial abuse that my manager got, I don't know how he lifted us up and faced that abuse. And we know that's God, because he's a Christian brother and he's, you know what I mean, and we know that's God that's giving him the sound mind to get through that, because some man there would have been cussing too bad a word. But to have the character to put the tactical and the emotion lifting for his team to come back and beat Peterborough, while his own fans are racially abusing him.
You know, and that again, that tells us that the issue of racism.
What do we do there? What can you do there? Because, bro, I hear what my guy's saying about at the time you walk off the pitch, but when you're getting battered online like that, and you've got the commentators, who are kind of hinting what happened this week, and this is what we're saying, it happens in England right now, today.
England's not squeaky clean at all. We've still got an issue with racism in culture, and we've still got a racism issue on the terraces. It's as simple as, and I'm not saying that everyone who goes to a football match is racist.
No, far from it. No.
There is a contingent, and they're the same ones who are racially abusing on the terraces, are the ones who the keyboard warriors who hide behind personas and made up names and abuse people online, and they get away with it because the thing is, it doesn't matter if you sanction them online, because you can, within seconds, you can open up another Twitter page under a new persona, you can set up a new email address, pull yourself mouse, and you can be back online in seconds.
And this is why. You know, you totally, and this is what I'm saying is that people says, "Oh, nobody, not in my family," but you don't know what your kids are doing on Twitter, do you? You're not monitoring your children. You're not going and checking on your son's Twitter account that he's creating. Not even I can do that with my sons, and I'm quite savvy on technology. So at the end of the day, so it's everybody's part to educate and highlight that this is unacceptable, because it's not an old man thing. Everybody thinks racism as you know, the guys that are in the working men club, you know, the one that's the, you go, you know, old guys over 60s, they're like post-war, when the guys first came over and used to call us monkeys and so on. Sorry, it's radicalized now. My sister's doing talks at a school in Warsaw. They're coming in, you know what I'm saying, in Warsaw, in primary schools, they're coming out and doing talks to say that they're sending people, are going to places like Poland and radicalizing them in terms of racism, and they're going to Poland learning how to coming back, and there's hubs in our own city in Birmingham where they're picking up kids that are kind of cut away and radicalizing them against black people and obviously immigrants and so on. So that's happening today. It's actively happening.
They start young because you know, no child is born a racist. You know what I mean?
It's environment.
When I was growing up as a kid in the 70s, it was the era of the Love Thy Neighbour, the so-called comedy program. Come on,
bro.
You're laughing.
Bro, I hate West Ham, you know, bro, for a reason.
Alf Garnett and all that kind of stuff. Back in the day, that was acceptable. And it was laughed about, but the undercurrent of that was much, much deeper. You know what I mean? Because they thought they could use comedy to excuse it, and often comedy is used to excuse stuff. That's why stand-up comedians now are sanctioned now more than they've ever been, because they're not allowed to get away with the stuff that they used to get away with even 5 years ago. It's not acceptable anymore. And then you've got people who say stuff like, you know, why can't comedians just be free to have a laugh? But if it's racism, it's not funny. You can't use racism to crack jokes. It's not acceptable anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For real.
Back then is unbelievable, and there's still a pocket within football, and I reckon it's in every ground. It's still getting away with stuff, and all it needs is for people sitting around them to look around, clock them, and go to a student and say, listen, I ain't listening to no more racism from him there. him with the red top on, with the glasses, with the beard.
Yeah.
Sick of it. So do something about him.
Yeah.
Get him out the ground.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to require. Because, like I said before, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. What they used to do, what the police would do, is put spotters in.
Oh,
so they put plain in the troubled areas, and what they do is they'd be recording. They'd have those little recording things. They'd be recording the people they want, and then as they leave the ground, they just get them like that. They just nab them because these are the ones who've been causing the problems in the ground.
But I suppose
they've got to do.
They got to do something about this, guys. And again, like I said, I salute a lot of the Ancelotti and the goalkeeper again. But I'm just saying to people, to white people, they're not saying it's not about being bad. It's not even saying that I'm not saying Ancelotti is far from racist, because he's played absolutely amazing ballers like Seedorf. He's worked with some of the, when he played with Ruud Gullit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And Ruud Gullit transformed. If you look at Ruud Gullit's story, he transformed AC Milan. He went to AC Milan and transformed the team. A man with dreads, and he could have went to Arsenal. I watched his documentary. He could have went to Arsenal. Arsenal wanted him, but they said he looked a bit raw. Basically, the dreads. Yeah, and we know at the time, Lance. We know at that time, you weren't allowed to have dreads as a footballer. That was on set. We knew that was the rule. Yeah, but it wasn't out there like that. But it was out there that you got dreads. You got to cut your dreads to become a professional footballer. And I can remember that when I was about 16, and that would be that's 90s. That's straight 90s. I remember that culture right into the 90s. That's why I loved Holland so much. You really hold it in the dreads, because it's almost a case of going, take me as I am. You know what I mean? So Ancelotti, he's been around black players all his life, all his career. Yeah. So I'm saying to Ancelotti, I get you, but you're the most powerfulest manager in the world. Effectively, you got street cred. You are the players' manager. You could have just said get off the pitch. And black players playing for Valencia. Yeah. Brethren.
What's required? And you know something, that would have been a bigger message if the black players playing for Valencia says we're going as well.
Yep. Do you think that Rudiger and players like the other black players in the Real Madrid's team, do you think they were in two minds? Who's got the? You gotta have some corners, You gotta have. If John Barnes now was in the John Barnes body back in the day, he would have done things like that. But right, he wasn't in that position. He didn't feel. He as much as he liberated his tongue now, he wasn't like that before. So it's like.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it's like.
You got balls.
in the heat of mass confrontation. You've got some man on the pitch who's calm and collected, and they're genuinely trying to just diffuse.
Yeah.
Make matters worse.
Yeah.
Pipe it up and stuff. So it depends on the character of the individual on the pitch, really. I can't speak for Rudiger and the other guys, but they were in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And this is what makes mass confrontation worse, is because they become the police instead of allowing the officials to deal with the problem, because that didn't escalate and to the position it's got to. But when you've got, and I've ref games with mass confrontations, and it's a pain in the neck, man. It really, a referee, it's a pain in the neck. And you all, like I said, we only go through the training that we were given, and then we have to make decisions, split-second decisions. And we have to watch to see who's doing what. So between the three of us, and if we've got a fourth, between all of us, we have to come up with the perpetrators and deal with them accordingly. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's straight reds. It just depends on what actually has happened. But you always want the first two, the main two who started the melee off are the two you want. And in that instance, you've got the goalkeeper who runs out of the goal and lick the touch paper.
Yeah, man, he got set up, bro. He said it because from when they showed the point, only that point where at the first thing the referee saw was Vinny in his face. They never saw the being chokehold from behind.
Choke the man out. That's not acceptable. in any sport. Do you know what I mean? It's like in rugby, if you tackle too high, you can get straight red card.
Bro, it's a full
and then
stop.
17, 18, 19 stone.
Bro, it's full stop. But I've had scenarios where I've had to separate players annoying this season, and my player, I don't touch the opposition's player. I pull away my player. So
Exactly.
the reason why you pull away their player is because you want to get digs on him. Let's be real, lads. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get you're actually holding up to get thumped up by the. Let's be real, players. That's the only reason why you hold up a player, unless it's your brethren. That player is not Vinny's brethren. They ain't no cousin of his, and that's no. You know. And sometimes if you're a black player and you see another black player got to do something stupid, I've been in that situation where I'll push him away, I'll pull him, I'll get him away because I don't want to do something stupid. But that situation, no, it's not that. You wanted to get your squeeze on him because the goalkeeper and because Rudiger them already grips up the goalkeeper.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're gripping up Vinny.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess, bro. It's a hot mess, bro. It is a hot mess. Yeah, and this is why I won't. People can say I won't rest. It's not about not resting and getting angry and getting frustrated. We're just highlighting and putting out there how we feel, what we've seen, and it's good that I appreciate this time, Lance, for jumping on this, because I wanted to look at it from a referee standpoint as well. How do you deal with them situations? Because it's pressure on the referee. You know what I mean? He's got to think of everything. Who's going to be first referee to lock off La Liga game for racism? Whoever does that is sacked in the morning.
Yeah. Oh gosh. You know what? One of the things we were told when I was repping at a higher level is, if there's a mass confrontation, do your very best to get the game finished, because I don't want replays because of the fixture calendar. Yeah. So they say to you, it's got to be a last resort for you to abandon that game.
Crazy.
Last resort is what they used to say, and they were forceful on that. So I used to have games Saturdays and Tuesdays generally, and the last one is a report going in on a Wednesday morning saying that I had to abandon the game because this and that. They ain't happy with that. So they're going to be saying to you is, well, why couldn't you get the game done? Why didn't you get it finished? How long was left? Surely you could have, with 5 minutes to go, just finished the game, 10 minutes to go, finish the game, that kind of stuff.
The man's in injury time, Is injury time, bro. And that stadium, bro, the fans are like that, innit? It's like a wall like that, yeah, bro. It's like you're literally leaning over and you can fall onto the pitch, bro. Bro. A referee, I can slam you, but I appreciate the emotion of dealing with that situation is tough. And this is the thing is, guys, this is the scary thing is that if I was a black referee in there, I'm not saying that will happen overnight in La Liga because we're still waiting in the UK. You know what I'm saying? He would have to face the pressure of the same thing, and there's no guarantee that he would press the button because he's got pressures himself. You know what I'm saying? That he has to. So we appreciate the pressures there, but it's not only on the referee; it's also on the officials that are in the studio at home. At a studio, also you got the official on the side, the fourth official, and on top of that, who's outside the game out the pressures, and also you got the linesman on top of that, and on top of that, you've got the managers. There
you go.
All of them officials.
And, pressure. And from a refereeing perspective, I know that referee, when he's had his debrief after the game, and he's driving home, and he lies in his bed that night, he hardly sleeps. Yeah, it was always on a Tuesday night when I had to go and ref on a Tuesday night, big games, some of the big games, and you go in there tired because you've done a day's work. But once you the mindset and the adrenaline's pumping, you've done your warm up, you've done your pre-match instructions to your assistants, and you get out there, and then you're in and out the show. You're pretty much by 10 o'clock. You're ready to start driving home from wherever they've sent, the FA have sent you, and you are full of adrenaline. And I used to come in, Roger, and this is no word of a lie. Sometimes I'd get back to my yard between 1 and half 1 in the morning, and I used to have to sit for a good wind down, And even when I go to bed and lie down, the game's rehearsing in my head. Balls that I had to make, the 2 players I had to deal with, the kickoff that happened. So this is what referees go through at any level of football. You know what I mean? So that's just to give a bit of perspective on that particular referee in that game. The pressure he must have been feeling was immense. But in saying that, he was well within his rights to call them players off the pitch.
Yeah.
Because if things are being thrown from the crowd, you don't know if somebody sharpened a coin, which they used to do back in the 70s, by the way.
Yeah.
They'd sharpen a coin and dash it, and in somebody's eye, that's a career done.
Bro.
That's your career finished. You can't play football at top level with one eye. You know what I mean? And if you saw the amount of stuff that was being thrown on the pitch last night, anything sharp could have been thrown and took out a man's eye, and then his career's gone. There's another perspective.
Jeez, bro. And these pressures there, but again, it shows you guys, you can't just have laws out there and say, look, we got this law, we got that law, we got this law. End of this, so there needs to be a culture to press that button. For black people, there's been laws there against racism. There's been equality in the workplace. There's all these things that are in place, but does the button get pressed?
Does the button get pressed? Exactly.
That's a struggle out there. But listen, Vinny, I love the strength of you, bro, and I appreciate, sticking your neck out as a young player. And I'll be interested to see what any of the older Brazilian players that are black stand up with you, black players. You know what I mean? Are we gonna see Rio Ferdinand talk about this? Are we gonna see Ian Wright talk about this? You know what I'm saying? We are gonna see John Barnes, because that's the only person they call when it comes to these things, because it would just start the thing. You know what I mean? But Michael Richards, what are you saying, bro? Calling you out, calling you all guys out. You got the platform out there. Michael Richards, Evra on your big time Instagram. Talk the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Back this guy up now. Back him up. You know what I mean? And don't get it wrong, Cristiano Ronaldo, you're born in Africa, mate. You're being born on an African island. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't think Africa has got nothing to... And let's be real, the Moors ran Spain for over 300-400 years. So, so there's a reason why, even the guys in front of you, and he's got like a bit of a tan skin, you're going, brethren. Do you know who your great granddad is? You know what I'm saying? But I don't get myself in too much trouble here. But listen, Lance, appreciate the time, guys. Listen, any comments, people put the comments in there, but this is just my response with Lance, who's part of a little crew, but at the end of the day, he's a referee, still ref to this day, and our viewpoints on this situation with Vinny, and we hope that things can only get better, as I say, because when you're in the bottom, isn't the way it's up. It's not good enough, guys. It's not good enough. It's not acceptable. And in England, do not feel that this country is exempt. And Darren Moore, and we could even start a whole nother show all about Darren Moore's situation. That happened a week ago. Not a week.
That's correct.
Imagine, bro, a week ago, but you don't see all this thing happens. And this is what I'm saying to you, Darren, you need to stand up, man. You really stand up online and have your team to stand up. And I know you got that loving heart, bro. I know you got that loving, forgiving heart. I know you have.
Yeah, for real.
But there comes a time where you have to draw out sword because you're in position to do that. But anyway, wait, guys, but listen, Lance, thanks for your time, man. We're all gonna rush back off to me. I want to get dinner prepared and all that business. But listen, guys, I hopefully you enjoyed this podcast and everything still, and how we feel. And do put in there your comments if you agree, disagree, or whatsoever out there. We'll respond to it. And as you can say, guys, a great start back up for the RVM show. Thanks again, Lance. And this is Roger. Over and out, my people.
Bless.
Thanks for watching this content. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also listen to Affinity Extra 24/7 at affinityextra.com. Don't forget to follow us as well on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at /Affinity Extra. If you wish to support us, or if you want supporting as an artist, go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com /Affinity Extra, and don't forget to be